Hey, good afternoon. This is Jared and Nate over at eCarrierCheck, and we're just talking some features today. We're hitting on, why we built what we built, and then we're going to show you how we did it today. Nate, give us a rundown. We're talking shippers. We're talking CRM tasks. Give us a rundown real quick of what we're going to see.
Yep.
And why did we build it, and I'll throw in my change when you need.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the reason why we built it is because when you were a freight broker, you had some pain points on trying to find. Yeah, thank you. We got some audio. We're learning as we go, I guess. Thanks, Tire Killer, man. You're the best, man. But you had some pain points in your freight brokerage career where you're looking for shippers that made sense to you and your carriers. Right? Yeah. Thank you, guys. So that's why we built it. We want to help you find shippers, for those freight brokers and carriers out there. And then we also threw in some really cool features on how to stay organized, which is that CRM features. So you'll be able to, mark your shippers as, cold calls or cold leads or maybe to-dos or, maybe they're a customer of yours. But we wanted to keep you organized in our platform while you're, creating your pipeline for sales for those shippers. So that's kind of the rundown of my end. But, you've been in this industry longer than I have.
I would say, for me, there was a couple things. We're working on interesting. Hey, thanks for joining. We appreciate it. Yep. Something that for me, as I was working leads lists, or I was working leads, there were the ones that I just knew weren't going to work. Right. But glad you got the sound back. Us too. We were gone last week, and holy cow, you'd swear we didn't know what we were doing. But if you pie charted by revenue, how much money I produced or made in my first call versus my second call versus my third call versus my fourth call, the number is just outstandingly bigger, right?
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is by setting tasks and reminding yourself, because I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember what I had for lunch. Right?
Yeah. And I mean, you were making so many calls throughout the day. I even met with a young lady this morning. She was like, I'm so glad you guys added this CRM feature because I called a couple shippers last week and she came back to work this week and was like, crap, I forgot which ones I called.
Yeah.
That was on her. She's like, I'm glad you guys have this. So in addition to that, though, we even have reminders. So, obviously these shippers are busy. They're going to ask you to call back whenever.
Yeah.
Make sure you call back at that time. We're here to help you remember that time by setting a reminder.
Yeah.
So it's huge.
I love this.
Yeah.
So today we're going to share the screen. We're going to show you eCarrierCheck specifically on how to use it. Okay. And we're going to start at the beginning. Nate, I'm going to have you show them the settings part so that they can get their reminders open or get their reminders set to them. And then away we go. If you have questions, please let us know. But if you go into your settings here, our ultimate goal right here was to keep this as simple as possible.
Right.
But we also want to make sure that we're utilizing the technology behind eCarrierCheck to call you, email you, or remind you, right?
Right.
So
as you can see here, we're just right in the settings. For those of you that are on eCarrierCheck already, this is something you can probably do as we're going, but you'll be under the settings tab, right to the right of the auto assistant, and you're wanting to scroll down to reminders because this is how we'll remind you. And you'll have a method. You can come in here. As you can see, I haven't set anything up. You can come here and say, well, maybe email me or text me or give me a voice call. So you can set those up and change those at any time. Reminder phone number. As you can see, I haven't even set mine up. I'm slacking. But put in the number that you are consistently on the most, especially when you need those reminders. Obviously, everyone has their cell phone. Feel free to throw that on there. And then you also have the ability to clear all your active reminders. So that way you don't get anything, confused or clustered. So, and then on the right side here, you're going to see a little bell. And this will actually be where all your tasks go. So you can see all your reminders and you can see how many expired reminders or active reminders you have there. And then you can add them for your shippers. So
let's make one real quick. Do you mind? Can we just make a task?
We can. Let's get into a shipper and we can kind of show that.
So
here's our shipper side of the site. As you can see, there's freight brokers. Then you can find your carriers there, right? But we're talking shippers today. But then as you can see, we built some cards to help you just manage or run through the site a little bit quicker manner. So let's just say, for instance, let's go find some drive-in shippers, and let's just type in Houston, and I'll run my search here. And then what I want to show you is actually how to bookmark a shipper, and we'll do a task reminder too. So
that's great.
We won't dive deep into this guy here, but let's just say, for instance, I was making a call and it was a cold lead, right? I got a call, maybe probably call back and add some more value. As you can see, there's a bookmark. There's your to-do, mark as a cold lead, or simply just mark them as a customer. But like today, let's mark them as a cold lead, right? We had our conversation, and what's important to be putting down these notes. In your opinion, what are some good notes to be putting down?
Yeah, this is a good question, and this is going to vary by the shipper,
yep.
Or by even the task task itself that you're setting right now, right? Not the task, but the actual remind functionality, right? What bucket do you want to put this in? Well, you did it a cold lead, which essentially just means outgone, probably not going to get there, right? It's going to be out. So what I always put in here, I'm going to put the guy I talked to, I'm going to put the phone number I talked to, right? And I'm going to just put a quick recap. Hey, they don't work with brokers. Follow up in 6 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? Things change fairly quickly in this industry. And so I'll just throw in their phone number. This way I have it. It's already saved. And boom, we have it right there. You might check and see if there's questions coming in. I don't know if there is, but something to take a look at that.
I'll check the questions.
Glad you're back. Cool. You guys are good. Love it.
If you got some questions on this, the shipper side of things here, let us know. I'm working with one screen, so I'll kind of go back and forth. But as you can see that we'll show you with colors. We love colors around here, but we'll even show you your notes. It's going to kind of blink at you, let you know, okay, it looks like someone had made a call here.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of just check out, it was a cold lead. And we actually keep track of those.
Yeah.
So let's kind of touch base on where.
Let's make one more real quick. Do you mind? Okay. So let's just do another one. Let's make them a to-do. And put in the same thing, hey, call Linda tomorrow, just so that they can see that we can sort it by to-dos or by, cold, whatever maybe.
Yeah, so you kind of see where we're going with that now. You can save, and we even actually change the colors up, which is nice.
It's wonderful.
So you can notice that, and then while we're here, actually, let's set maybe a reminder for another shipper. Maybe you talked with someone here and you need to call them back tomorrow at noon, and I really stress this too, because this is something I've learned too, is when you tell someone you're going to call them back, definitely call them back at that time. So maybe we're going to call, Justin tomorrow, at noon, talk about how, they get their carriers. So put anything that you feel is important that you should be hitting on that call. And then again, here's your reminders, how you would like to be reminded. Obviously, my stuff's not set up, but let's just go ahead and do the email, and we'll go next. And here's your dates, right? So we'll do, tomorrow, apply, choose your time, and I did say noon.
Make sure you understand if it's AM or PM.
I know. Sometimes I get lost. And then what we'll do is just set the reminder. So your reminder's now set, and then obviously, like I mentioned, we can open up this task, that reminder. Oh, look, I got to contact that shipper tomorrow at noon, talk about how they get their carriers, right? And then we'll get you that reminder, and then simply you can come over here and complete it as you get done.
What are the other aspects of that? So obviously there's some other things that are up there. Walk us through like these as well.
Yeah, so you can return to the created page. So if I wasn't on this page where I actually created that task reminder, it'll take me back to it. Let's run a quick example. Yeah, to that page. So if I come here, take me back to that page. Here we are. Okay, so you can see how we came back to that exact page. Let's move on to this next one. There's your completed, right? And then you can just dismiss it or snooze it. So I'm really big on the snooze button some mornings. Don't snooze your shippers.
Don't snooze your shippers.
Yeah, folks. Call them back.
That's what we should have called this.
Yeah, for sure. We also have a help desk up here. So if you need any additional support, reach out to us there. Our team will get that, and we'll take care of you as soon as we can. Our emails are still open as well, so definitely don't stress that. We even have a chat room here that you have the ability to reach out to the community in eCarrierCheck. So you'll see
kind
this
of fun little social media
side
of things.
Very fun little social media side of things here. So you kind of see how everything's just kind of blinking at you, helping you stay organized. Pretty fancy, right? So, but really quick, let's touch base on where those go now. Okay, we talked about your task over here, your notes and lists. So here's our notes.
Yeah, from here, really, our goal was to be able to give you, okay, here's everything, right? We have the ability to sort it by new if you want. or shipper name, whatever you're thinking. But what we really wanted to do is make sure that you had the ability to come in and say, well, I need to find all my to-dos. Here they are right here. You can see DO trans was 12 days ago. We need to call Bob. That wasn't probably the most detailed. I'm sure you were just making one. But then you see brothers. And we give you the ability to kind of click into here and actually go in and look at it. Same thing with this, right? We passed her. It's a cold lead. Alcon's not working out. We talked to this guy. Here's that situation. So our ultimate goal with this was to really just keep you organized and say, well, did I call that guy? Did I not? But then also from there, just to keep you on task.
Right. And this is one of our biggest movements, honestly, on eCarrierCheck, because the last update, I kind of encourage people, copy and paste, make your pipeline on Excel. You don't really need to get on Excel anymore, in my opinion. Let's market, stay consistent on here without even having to leave the site. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, honestly, even at the most powerful CRMs, it's only as good as the information you're putting in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So take your time, take the 45 seconds to put that stuff in and really get those things set in there. But we really wanted to build this into our shippers because so many people were working them. We don't give the ability to download them and export them, things like that. But we really want you to work them more productively.
Right. Exactly. And in a timely manner too. We know calling shippers is definitely not an easy task. So as you start calling them, leave your notes here. If you ever have any difficulties or maybe see a glitch, reach out to us. We'll try to walk you through that. But yeah, we added some cool things too as well to the shipper side of things, like gas prices, weather, our YouTube channels on here.
Yeah.
So we got everything there for you to hopefully make your life a little bit easier. If you see something or maybe notice something that will make your life easier and we don't have it here, run it by us. We're definitely all ears.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely be doing these, kind of feature dumps every week. And the goal is to help you guys understand how deep our platform really is.
Right.
There's so many different features, so many cool toys. We don't want it to be like the old BlackBerry. I'm dating myself. Right. But, the 80-20 rule, you only use so much of it. So I love this update. Any other updates on the shipper that you want to kind of hit on, Nate?
As far as that, I think we covered a lot of it. I mean, obviously some of you have, if you've been on the site already, we changed a lot of like the look of it. As far as, there's the equipment, right? We have the freight talks, so freight flops too as well. Kudos. So as you start going through the site, and other users are going through the site as well, they'll be able to leave their feedback on those shippers, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So that's also another game changer there.
I really like, if you go into a shipper here, just go into whatever, you'll see, we kind of blow up. Okay, this guy's using vans. Right. He's got a hiring index of 63. To clarify what the hiring index is for is, really the higher that number is, the more likely it is that you can get into that shipper. And we use some algorithms and some of the data that we're getting into to help you with that, to understand that. And then we break it down even further. What kind of trucks are they using? What, who's working and where were some of their loads at or going to? And then I love the kudos and freight flops. Right. Every shipper deserves something. Yeah, they loaded the truck quick or they didn't. And we give you the ability to bookmark it right in here as well. So you can come in and just go, oh, wait a minute, I need to add this guy. So there's two different places that you can go into this door and help you there.
Exactly. And you also notice too that we also show the volume. So you'll notice some volume, being labeled under there. So he's a high volume shipper. And then there's medium. So you'll see some of that going through the site as well. Some of the things that you've all have asked for is filtering our shippers. Boom. We can now filter by the size, name, and hiring index. Quite entertaining. The hiring index, I remember that was actually one of our subscribers' ideas. So we got that there for y'all to filter through. And honestly, just filtering through our filters here, super fast. Like, it just seems like it's just right away. Like, it's just how we need it, how we want it. You can go from reefers to bulk or tankers just like that. So,
I got to give it up for how ease of use this is to our programmers. Shout out to our programmers. They're the best ever.
Right.
Out here in Western Nebraska. Got to love them. So, are these notes visible to the entire team or just myself?
That's a great question.
What a wonderful question.
So good question. So the notes you leave on the shippers, we're not talking about kudos or freight flops. We're talking about the notes that you leave here. those are just for you to be looking at. No one sees them. What people do see are those kudos and freight flops that you leave on, whether it's a carrier or a shipper. So that's all for you. Even your tasks are just for you as well.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a good question.
What a great question. I love that. If there's other questions, let us know. Or if there's a feature that we can cover that makes sense for you guys.
Right.
But we're really just trying to show you the site and make sure that you have a good understanding and feel comfortable with all the features that are happening.
Yeah, there is a lot there. I mean, we definitely made some very big upgrades on here to make it more user-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always here to help you. Keep in mind. But I think that's really all I got on my plate for the shipper side of our features there, like the CRN-like ones. And then, we'll be back next week with a different topic.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything to add, we will be live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. And we're actually going to talk about a recap of TIA. We went to Orlando last week and had a good time. So we're going to do a recap and just share what we learned and, some good stuff there. So
yeah, I got to say the shipper panel was insane.
Oh man,
we'll really dive into what they were talking about, things to reach out to them, what made a difference between brokers and carriers. Really interesting. And so I'm excited to share that tomorrow with you guys. So
I got a big old list.
Exactly. So thanks for being on, guys. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what questions we have and how we can help you guys. That's our number one.